Yeah, waiting for the stream to pick up on all platforms. And
I
as
like
they
this
kick in,
music.
I like it too. This is the funky beats that start the game off. What else do I want to do? I want to hit this button because I need to have my volley up. There we go. Volley's happening. What else do I need here? We got TikTok, we got the YouTube, we got the volley, we got the careers. I can have that up. Getting everything prepared. Do we have anything? Oh, general is happening. We see stuff. All sorts of conversations happening in the volley space. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Today, what is it? Oh, no, I'm getting updates, but I want to actually know that it's the 15th of March. I actually knew that, but I like looking at my watch just to make sure we haven't gone through a time warp of any kind with this time change. I'm just not me yet. I'm not back to being normal. Maybe I'm never normal, but it is taking some adjusting. I still feel tired. I caught myself like stretching, yawning, and wanting to curl up under my desk this morning. How have you been handling the change?
It's been okay, minus the traffic going home last night. I left. I know you leave earlier than I do. And my headphones, I can't hear anything.
Really?
I don't know.
What is this one? Let's see. I don't know what you're plugged into, but let's see. Is that any?
Oh, okay.
Can you not hear me?
I can't really hear. Is my mic good?
Oh,
yeah,
you're good. I hear
okay.
you, but it's that mix minus feature. So I hear you. Do you hear me through your mic?
Yes, but I can't really hear myself the way I hear you.
That is the way it's supposed to be.
Oh,
I
cool.
can make it so you can hear everybody, but it
no,
might
it's
be
okay.
weird.
No, that's fine. I like this. It's different. But anyways, yeah, the traffic was a mess, I guess, because the sun was literally setting in everyone's eyes going westbound. Yeah, going west. So
funny you should mention sun in your eyes. I was driving back from the Costco. I don't know if I talked about this already to everybody else, but I was driving back. I had the family in car, and we're waiting. We're in the intersection waiting to make a left turn. The light changes to yellow, and I'm preparing to go. And I'm looking. Apparently, we're a bit quiet for somebody, for Kayla. And the deal was that what happened? We're waiting, and I'm expecting the car to slow down, and the one that was approaching the red light, and it didn't at all. And then it ran the red light.
Oh,
it was very exciting.
That's not good.
So Kayla's saying that I'm coming through quietly. So let's have a look, see as to why that might be happening.
You sound good to me, but
but I'm sitting right next to you.
That's true.
Okay, okay, stereo. That's set properly. Let me just have a little look. See here. Let's have a look. Is it coming? Where's Kayla watching? Kayla's watching on YouTube. Here we're doing the technical checking. Just why not?
While you do that, I'm going to put my sweater on.
Yes. While I do that, let me spiel about where we are, what we are doing, and who we are, and why we're there. And the audio sounds good. I don't know, Kayla. Maybe turn it up a little bit. It seems to be okay here. Oh.
Oh, I can hear the delay.
Okay, let me cancel it.
Oh, that's how I sound. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Well, so let's do a little intro because I kind of just jumped into stuff. But my name is Sean Shapiro, and this is Aaron Urquhart. The show is called Ask a Traffic Cop. But do we amend the show when you're here, or we ask a parking enforcement officer and ask a traffic cop? Do we blend the two into a single name? Do we rename the show for the one day?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I can deal with that. But this is a place that you can go to ask your traffic and police questions and parking questions, because we are. Well, I'm a police officer with the Toronto Police Service, and I'm a traffic specialist. And the office we're sitting in happens to be traffic safety programs. That's the focus of what we do. And Aaron, who sits over yonder, does similar things, but with parking enforcement.
That's right.
And you have quite the because you are I keep referencing what blog was a blog to you that called you like a B-list celebrity or something.
Yeah, I don't know, TikTok celebrity, local celebrity. I don't know. It's still weird, but you know what? Like every time I go out on the road, like at the video I showed you yesterday, the girl walking across Bay Street, Bay and Bloor, and she's like, "Are you the one from TikTok?" And I'm like, "Yes." It's still weird. It's still really weird when every time I'm out on the road, especially in uniform, I am recognized as the one from TikTok. Yes, that's me.
I had a lot of really nice. I've met a lot of nice people who really appreciate what we do, and that means a lot. It means a lot.
It does. Yeah. When people come up to me and they tell me that they've actually learned something, I'm like, well, my job here is well done. So
absolutely. I have had some awkward meetings, but more of them have been good than awkward.
Yeah, me too. I've had an awkward one. Just one.
Jacob says, good morning, Aaron and Sean. Greetings from Brampton. And then Tim says, morning, Sean and Aaron. Big Jeff Fresh coming in from YouTube says, morning all. Chase would like to know what you're drinking.
I saw that. I'm just drinking. It's a cold brew coffee, simple, just with a little bit of milk and one sugar.
Cold brew. I don't know about this cold brew business. I am primarily just 2 cream. But I want my coffee hot.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't drink cold coffee, especially in the winter, but lately I've just been wanting it. Maybe because I want summer. I want the summer weather.
You're trying to bring it in based on you.
I am.
I can drink cold coffee if I have to, but it's not really what I'm looking for. Apparently our microphone issues have resolved.
Good.
And that is good. And good morning to everyone from Leo wife, who's my wife, watching from home, and along with the kids and our visitor. So good morning, everybody at home.
Good morning.
We have a question that JD, who is our producer, has taken out of the chat. Well, I guess we should talk about how to get your questions actually into the show and answered by us. If you are watching on TikTok, we are not focused. Aaron and I are not focused in the chat room. We will do our best to glance over now and again, but we do not actually have the ability to pull messages there. But JD is watching the chat and pulling questions and feeding them to us, so we can put them on screen like the one that we're about to share with everybody. But we can see any message that you send to us directly from YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, or Facebook. If you're coming in by Instagram over there, you're the little phone in the back. You can see like we're half of my face is on Instagram.
Yeah.
Doing our best to be both on camera, but it doesn't always.
So we're kind of half, both of us half. We're just.
It reminds me of like the Face Off movie from or the what was it? It was a Batman movie where the guy had half a face one way.
Oh yes,
But
yes.
we just need to revert. So anyway, it's not working very well. That's the problem with vertical video. It's one of the biggest reasons we went to the wide format on TikTok and used the YouTube and widescreen arrangement, because then we can have guests on camera. Because it was, for the longest time, we'd have more than one of us here, but I was the only face. Now we can actually see you on screen. And just a shout out to T.Cop. We got Jason Kraft watching
Hey, Jason.
on TikTok. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Two-Face. Akila says it's Two-Face. Yes. So if we could split the screen and reverse it, so half my face and half Aaron's face, it would be totally creepy, but you'd actually see us better-ish. Let's see here. Good morning to Emma, Cold Laker, who I didn't know Cold Laker is actually in Toronto. Very cool. I'm curious how many people are actually from Toronto. Well, okay, I got a big favor. We're trying to get obviously more people to see our live. If you're watching the live, please hit like. Tap that screen until your fingers go numb. It helps the live to draw more people in. We really want to make sure we're catching and speaking to as many people as possible, and that really helps us. So on whatever platform you're watching, please like, subscribe, and share. It's really all those things together that help us out. We don't get paid. We don't get paid from the platforms for doing this. It's all about education, but we want to educate. And my wife says that the kids say hello, Aaron.
I saw that. Hello, kitties.
Okay. Let's get into the. Oh, did I say I talked about how to get? Yeah. And if you're on Twitter, my apologies in advance. You can't actually send us questions, but you can use the link tree, the trafficup.ca, and you can jump into one of our many options. So either on another platform or go into Volley, where you can send us questions. I see there's a bunch of questions sitting there. Akela has sent, I think, a good morning message. What is this? Somebody wants to know what's happened in 40. Michael wants to know what happened to our 41
division.
I don't know anything about 41 division. And Akela was very excited.
Greetings and salutations to everybody in traffic safety land.
Thank you very much, Akela. we have the ability of getting video, voice, or text if you go into our Volley, and that's that peace sign there. So if you do want to send us messages, you can certainly do that. Akela sent video too, but I haven't pulled it up yet. Let's see here. Oh no, Michael says he got sick from supper yesterday and he's been ill all night, and he's feeling a little bit better now, a little stabilized. So good news there. Hopefully you continue to get better, because I no one likes being sick. Nobody.
No.
All right, let's get back into the whole concept of the show, which is answering questions. I am not even going to try to pronounce that username, but the question is, hi, does camera on the side of the road take pictures of the speeding cars on the opposite side of the road? Depends on where it's installed. As far as I know, they are on the same side as opposed to opposing traffic, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't do it. Like, they could have upgraded. They could have. I can't give you a definitive answer. It's not run by the Toronto Police. It is run by the local municipality, like in the City of Toronto, for City of Toronto. But if it's elsewhere, it'll be run by their municipal government. So could be different elsewhere. I don't really know. We do have a I wonder if we covered that in the podcast. We have a podcast called TPS Traffic Jam, and we have an episode from the automated enforcement team. So if you're interested in that, check out TPS Traffic Jam. You can get links to the podcast by going to trafficcop.ca. So I'm gonna have a little sip of bubbly fizz.
I'm gonna follow suit. Coffee.
Okay. Now from Spenelman, Spen Elman. I don't know. I try. Does TPS have recruiting events in or near Edmonton, Alberta? Fantastic question. I am not the right person to ask this. I think there's some stuff in it just outside of the GTA. I've never heard of us traveling that far away. That doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means I'm not aware of it. But you know what? Check out www.tps.ca and reach out to a recruiter because they are the best source of information when it comes to that. I can answer all sorts of questions from my personal experience, but they are the people with the finger on the pulse of hiring. And I believe we recently hired some parking enforcement officers.
Oh,
right?
yeah. One of our biggest classes, we had 42 new officers just graduate, and they're already out on the road training. And I believe we have another class that is coming in the near future too, but I don't know if we're hiring for that yet. But also, you can find all that information on the exact same website. Just click on the parking enforcement tab. You might see a familiar face. Me. And yeah, you can check out when we're hiring, but we do hire in classes just like PC and special constable. So you got to wait for the job posting to be out to apply.
And since we have the technology, let's have a quick look and see what's going on here.
There it is.
Yes, indeed it is. I want to just turn this caption off. That's what the website looks like. And there we have that familiar face smiling at us, staring off camera.
Yeah.
It's not awkward at all.
No, yeah.
So let's see here. We have all the different options. You can go here and find.
Hey, that's
but you're
me.
staring at us this time.
And I'm wearing the old Forge cap.
I like the I like the Forge cap. I'm not a baseball cap kind of guy. But yeah, there's all sorts of information about what the requirements are for parking enforcement. Similarly, it's information about the role of police constable. But what I like the most is that you can check for job postings all the time. So currently there are postings for communications operators and talent acquisition civilian staffing. And if you go into them, you can actually see the details, what they pay. Generally, isn't there usually so I guess for temp, it doesn't say what the salary is. But if you go to, I jumped out too far. If I go into communication services, this one you can see it's 72,000 to 95 and change. All of these things are listed with all the requirements, and you can even apply online. So I think that is pretty awesome. You can check that on a regular basis because it does change. Postings go up; it's listed when they're posted, and then it also tells you how much time you have until the posting closes, and you want to make sure you apply while it's open because otherwise you cannot apply. Moving on.
That's right.
Is it illegal to drive without doors? Why is this such an important question recently? There are a lot of people who are asking this question. And the deal is that if your vehicle is designed not to require doors, like a Jeep or a Bronco, they're designed specifically for you to remove them, and you can. Very often people will say, well, what about mirrors? Do you need to have mirrors? On the Jeep, the mirrors are attached to the door. When I had a Jeep, I relocated my mirrors to the body of the vehicle, so onto the hinges of the windshield, and that allowed me to do it safely. I want as much vision to the rear as possible, given the choice of being able to see or not being able to see. But the requirement says one mirror minimum, providing a clear view. So if you have a single mirror on the rear windshield, you're okay. Now, when you get into the Broncos, they were designed with some magic. They put the mirrors on the body. It just makes sense. So yeah. And just because I'm sharing my family experiences, last night we went to see a movie and we saw The Mummies. I think it was called. It was a cartoon, an animated film about some mummies that live in a special world for mummies, and they mummy around. It was actually very cute, and it ended off with the Bangles, "Walk Like an Egyptian." So my family's listening to them all day today. It's the Bangles Day at home. What do we have here? Chrissy asks, what is this? What can you tell me about rules/law with regards to pets in your car in the wintertime? Can you leave them for a short period in the car? Locked up, of course. Well, oddly enough, in the winter, it's much safer than in the summer, because in the summer, it doesn't take very long for the temperatures to rise in your vehicle. And essentially, fry their brains. It's terrible to say it this way. It causes respiratory issues and can actually cause brain damage. Don't leave people or animals in the vehicle, period. Now, if you have a Tesla that has a dog mode, I think they call it, where it actually maintains the cabin temperature, it's safe, and you hope that nobody breaks your window trying to save the animal. It doesn't need saving because it's quite comfortable. It's risky in the winter. Animals, especially dogs with lots of fur, they can handle the temperatures. It's not as big a deal, but it does cause panic for many people, and we end up getting police calls to the dispatch about these animals and how worried people are about them. So, can you do it legally in the winter? Sure, you can. Is it something that might cause police to attend because you've done it? Also possible. We want to make sure that you're taking care of your animals. Their health and welfare is important to us. But it is a bigger issue about when you're driving around with them. Tethers or crates in the back seat is where you should have them, not in the passenger seat in the front, because airbags are dangerous for anybody, especially animals and small people like children in car seats. We prefer them in the back seat, and definitely not on your lap or interfere with your ability to safely operate the vehicle. Yes. How do you transport your doggy?
So I actually either in the trunk because we have the hatchback.
Okay, so not the trunk, the rear cargo area.
Yes,
Trunk sounds very
sorry,
bad.
no, not the trunk. No, no, sorry, yeah. So the rear cargo area, or I have like one of those. It's like a dog cover for the back seats.
Oh, yes.
So and it kind of has like a netting, so he can't get close to the driver or passenger side. And he's pretty good. I have a German Shepherd for people who don't know. So he's a smaller German Shepherd. He's mixed. So he's not like 80 pounds. He's more like 45 pounds. And he's pretty good. He'll usually just lay down and relax and just chew his ball.
Ball chewing is important.
Yes.
Shout out to Cindy in Australia who loves us and wants everyone to stay safe. Thank you so much.
Australia.
And Stephen Bell. Good morning to Sean and Aaron. I have family in Australia.
That's awesome. I want to go there one day.
I want to go there, and I want to go back there because I had the opportunity to go a while ago, and quite a while ago now. I had a lot of fun. It was great, not only visiting family, but Australia is awesome. And I want to go to New Zealand to visit my new friend there. So there's lots of travel that has to happen. But I have family in Melbourne, and actually, I don't know if they're still in Melbourne.
Cool.
There you go. We have a question about handicap permits, also known as accessible permits, or really that's what they're called, accessible permits, right?
Yes, that is the official term. But yes, sorry, does handicap permits still need to pay for parking in Toronto on-street Green P parking? No, you're exempt from payment, but I can't speak for other municipalities. It could be different with every city. So just make sure you check within the city that you are in.
Yeah, when I was in Ottawa, so I did some research from there, and for the most part, they handle it the same way. But know before you go, because it's not fun to be towed or receive charges because you thought you were doing the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah, every place is different. Okay, we have from New Brunswick. What's going on? Hey, let us know where you're from. That's awesome. I love hearing from just to see how far it goes, the reach that is, because we have people from all over the place. And since I'm here, please I'm tapping in my, is it wrong?
Yeah,
I'm tapping in my own live.
I think everyone does that.
Yeah. Well, I've got my voiceover account up, so I'm going to send myself, ourselves some love by tapping the screen.
I'm liking it too.
Yeah. Let's see how fast. It's I don't know if you can see it. It says reach the top of the screen. Here we go. Yeah. This is tap.
Aggressively tapping.
Does it look like it's fake if you're tapping too much? Oh, Emma's in Ohio today. Wow. This is okay. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we've covered that. Let's go into a whole bunch of questions just popped up. Thank you to JD for sharing those with us. ATD Generations Inc. Let's see here. What's the question? Why is failure to move right on the highway not enforced? It's hard to hold up in court, or is it hard to hold up in court? Well, here's a couple of things. Is it failed to maintain right when someone's speeding? Because I, for one, would charge the speeder every single time. If you were trying to get past and you were exceeding the speed limit to do it, I have no sympathy for you. But I know that other officers would enforce the fail to move right. Here's the deal: if you're traveling under the speed limit, then I have an issue. If you're traveling 70 in the fast lane or in the passing lane, which is the left lane, and you're holding up traffic that's trying to do the speed limit, then it's by all means, I would charge them for unnecessary slow driving, or even possibly the fail to move right when not passing. But if it's because people are traveling the speed limit and someone wants to exceed the speed limit, I have absolutely no sympathy for you. Sorry. So I wouldn't enforce it for that reason. But you know what? The OPP apparently is big on that charge, and we have only 2 highways in the city of Toronto. And we are the Toronto Police Service. That is the Fred Gardner Expressway and the Don Valley Parkway. Those 2 highways have a speed limit of 90 kilometers an hour for the most part, and people are still choosing to do 20 over. So I would just always charge them. You can't hear yourself, so you don't know how loud that was.
Oh, what, my sigh? Oh, sorry.
Hold on a second.
Did I just breathe
Yeah,
into? I was
it
like, sorry.
Yeah.
See, I sigh all the time. Everyone comments in my TikToks. They're like, "Oh, you sigh so much."
Here, I'm going to give you an update so you can know what you're doing.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's much louder.
That's much louder. You can actually
so
hear yourself.
if I sigh, I'll just.
Yeah.
You can still hear it from back here.
Well, I'm used
fun.
to hearing myself, and I realize how I don't want to mess around with settings now. Next time, I'll have to turn on the audio so you can hear yourself breathe.
Sorry, guys.
All right. What do we got here? Akila says, I mentioned using Waze on my phone in split screen with my Dexcom sensor to watch blood glucose while driving. This is what it looks like. Okay, he's actually sharing. I'll share it with everybody so they can see. By the way, if you want to join our volley group and see all this stuff, you can. That's what his route looks like, and looking at it split screen like that. You're monitoring your blood glucose. I have no issue with that. Your primary function and what's technically exempt under law is the device that is, or the GPS mode. I have no problem at all with that. Is your glucose monitor technically not listed? It's a medical device at that point. You're not actively dialing in you're not playing music through it. I think you're okay. Interesting though. I've never thought of that, watching it that closely. Oh, somebody identifies as a barnyard animal, and they're sending those icons.
I'm not a moderator anymore, so I couldn't.
You're not?
No, I don't know
Really?
what's going on. Yeah,
You should still be a moderator.
I tried to deal with that.
Really? Well, I'm gonna.
Oh wait, maybe I am. Oh no, I am. It's just it looks different. That's all.
I dealt with them. They are muted.
Good.
I appreciate your ability or desire to identify as a barnyard animal, but by sending that and sharing it with us, it's just spamming. So please don't spam. It doesn't really affect us so much as it bothers JD, who is trying to weed through and get all your questions. And by the way, thank you to everyone who's starting their question off with a Q, because it allows us to.
Yeah, that's actually smart.
It allows JD, and I don't know if I said it or if JD said it, but it's being said apparently because people are doing it. So thank you very much. Okay. Any recommendations for car insurance companies for a 23-year-old female? I don't have any, but I also can't, even if I did. And that's because we can't endorse a particular company over another. I would suggest calling all of them and finding out, making sure that you know what you're asking for, because one may seem cheaper but may have lower coverage. So speak to a couple of them, make sure you're getting the quotes of apples to apples and oranges to oranges, because you may have $2.5 million liability on one and $1 million liability on the other, and then you are not paying for the same thing, and the price may appear to be better, but it may not actually be better. Yeah.
Sorry, I did another breathing, but
I think you're okay. You're allowed to breathe,
No, it was more like a laughing, like, huh.
Yeah.
There's a question. Oh, I don't know if it's on there to put up on the screen.
What you got?
Here, I don't know if I even want to read that out loud, but.
Oh. So somebody wants to use their vehicle as a weapon to defend themselves from being having the vehicle stolen. I can't tell you that that's a good idea, because you will likely be charged with attempted murder or murder, or at least assault. But getting away is different. If you can get away, get away. Hurting somebody with your vehicle, not okay. Yeah. May it happen as part of what you're doing? It might, and you'll have to explain yourself, because you can use as much force as necessary, but driving over somebody with a car is probably not necessary. And yeah, you'll likely be arrested. Let's see here. We got Noah, who is planning to drive to Thunder Bay, or from Thunder Bay. I'm assuming T-Bay is Thunder Bay, to Toronto with a G2 license. Any restrictions? Not really. In terms of driving as a G2 driver, you can drive anywhere in North America. You have a probationary license that has some conditions. So as long as you are maintaining and following those conditions, 0 BAC, which is blood alcohol content, that you're not carrying any passengers under the age of 20. Sorry, That's not accurate. In the first 6 months of being a G2 driver, you're limited to one passenger under the age of 20 that is not a member of your immediate family. And in the second 6 months, you're limited to three passengers under the age of 20 that are not members of your immediate family. But that's only between midnight and 5 a.m. So you're good to go for almost all the time. And if you've been driving as a G2 for longer than a year, you don't have any restrictions other than maintaining zero blood alcohol content. Yeah, hope that answers your question. If you got more, feel free to ask. And let's go. Let's see what's here. Oh, I like the way you use your how you put your name up. Nerd on the run. But I like that. I like that. Yeah, it's good. If I see a Sprinter van on the highway without a license plate on the back, should I call 911 to report it? No. And the reason, I don't know what you're specifically saying, Sprinter van versus any vehicle, but it is possible that that vehicle is without a license plate, and for good reason. They may have a temporary permit in the front window. Maybe they bought it and they're transporting it out of province. It is unusual. We don't see it very often, but it is not something that is a 911 emergency. If that vehicle was all over the road and a danger to somebody, then absolutely. Now, is it something you could report? You can, but you have no way of identifying it to the non-emergency line. But it is a non-emergency call. That was loud.
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
It's probably a cleaner or something.
Yeah, we have staff that run around there, and in here we have officers moving books and bags and I was going to say furniture, but not actually furniture, but just there's wheelie doll barrels. Actually, it's probably laser devices because we have have pew lasers. No, we have laser speed measurement devices that are constantly coming in here for repair, and then we also have roadside breath devices. Okay. ATD Generation says thanks for that was a fair response. Cohen Shakulski. How loud is too loud for your exhaust? Well, it's not. There's 72 decibels, I believe, is what the mechanics will be looking for as to what's proper at idle. But the truth is, very rarely is an idle volume or noise what we're looking at when we are evaluating whether or not it's unnecessary noise. Usually, it's going to be what annoys people. It's got to be something that is so loud that it's obnoxious. Just a general rumble isn't so much a problem. A general rumble that when you rev it, shakes, the chest or vibrates the windows, or it's just too loud. We all know what too loud is, but when we like it, we accept it as being okay. And when we don't like it, we don't accept it. So pretend you don't like it. Pretend it's Barry Manilow. How loud would you have to hear Barry Manilow before you determined it was unacceptable? Now, here's the funny thing. A stock vehicle, a brand new Honda Civic, my favorite example, it sounds like an egg beater. But if you rev that to red line and drive it around in first gear, you will make unnecessary noise. It's not noise that's required for the safe operation of that vehicle. Even that vehicle could be charged for unnecessary noise. Hope that answers your question. Whoa and oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, whoa. Whoa. Okay. Does TPS have a no chase policy? No. There is an individual evaluation of everything we do. In the event that we have a reason to stop you and you fail to stop, we have a number of options. We could try and identify your plate well before we even try and stop you. We have the option to phone a friend and have multitude of options of how we could stop you. We could phone a friend with a helicopter because we have those friends. They neighbor our jurisdiction. But simply not chasing you is not, there's no policy saying we can't go after you. That would be ridiculous. But do we put public safety as a priority? Yes. So there's a lot of options before we simply say we're not chasing you. Big problem is motorcyclists seem to think that this is a good idea running away. They tend to kill themselves in the most, and I say that because they tend to crash and harm themselves is a better way of describing it. But we don't want you to hurt yourself, even if you're a clown running from the police. We just don't want that to happen. Has TPS ever rushed anyone to the hospital like the ambulance does? Do we transport? We have in the past in certain circumstances with permission, I guess, because we don't generally transport. We could do more harm than good if we're transporting someone that needs to be stabilized. So we'll take direction from dispatch, who has access to EMS to make those calls. But it has happened in the past. Generally speaking, we wait for the ambulance, and that's because they bring the life-saving measures, that advanced medical care, to where we are, stabilize that patient before putting them on the bus, and by bus I mean ambulance, and taking them to the hospital. So that's a big thing. We have a speed camera catch driver 30 over. Can they take the car? That's a good question from Jake here. So it 30 over? No, they can't. It's strictly a ticket. It's and actually I think even at 50 over, I don't think they can take the car. It's not stunt driving. It is, but it's not something they can charge. It is a directly go to court, 'cause it's no set fine though. Not for 30, but for 50. What is this? This is Instagram, by the way, which I'm doing the big reach to acknowledge these questions. And in BC, homeowners line street with no parking signs. In Ontario, charges. I don't know what that is. Okay. Ontario construction signs, VRS white speed signs. Versus. That's a good question. So this is another question from Instagram, and it is whether or not I'm assuming you mean, is a construction sign enforceable? Their suggestions, they matter because you're putting people's lives at risk when you don't drive safely through a construction zone, but they're not enforceable like a white regulated sign. So if we're going to do a long a construction zone, we're actually going to be putting in white signs, and then we can write you tickets for them. I got a thing to remind everybody about. First of all, my name is Sean Shapiro, and this is Ask a Traffic Cop. But we're calling it Ask a Traffic Cop, Ask a Parking Enforcement Officer today, because we have Erin Urquhart, who is joining me right over there, and she's a parking enforcement officer who can answer all your traffic, your specific parking questions and how they relate to traffic. And you can give her some good questions, because we've had one, I think, so far.
I have one right here, actually. I'm seeing in the chat.
Okay.
It's a quick one. Can you park in green P on the street after posted payment time window? So yes, you can, as long as there's no other signage that is, saying it's a permit street, maybe after midnight. But the city bylaw for parking on the street, if there's no signs or after the posted times, is no more than 3 hours.
So what's that scenario? So I go, it's Yonge Street. It says parking, you have to pay between 4 and 10.
Yeah. So after 10 o'clock at night, and if there's no other signs or stipulations, whatever, then you can park on the street for 3 hours. And that's generally only enforced upon complaint. So usually someone has to call and say, hey, can you come and enforce the 3 hour bylaw? It's usually in residential areas in Toronto. So yeah.
But it happens.
So yeah, if you do get a ticket, it's probably for the 3 hour bylaw if it's after the posted times.
Got it. Patrick wants to know, if we monitor the HOV lanes on the highways, what is the fine for misuse? They are monitored. If we see someone who's not using them properly, we would, it's OPP generally on the 400 series highways doing this, and I believe it's $150. Let me see. I'm going to double check, because I don't write this ticket. I don't know what it is. I've looked it up a number of times.
Is it 110?
Normally things are 110. I believe that one is higher, and we're going to double check this. So it's occupancy lane. Occupancy. Where is it? Improper use of high occupancy lane. It's $110. Look at you. You were right. 3 demerit points. I thought it was higher for some reason. There's also a potential for disobey sign. And that is because there's obviously signs as well. So you might get double hit. Depends what you got. In the city of Toronto, they are actually not technically HOV lanes. They're multi-use diamond lanes, and the sign denotes their use. So you could be okay for one place but not the other, and that comes into play. Like motorcycles can use 400 series highways, the HOV lanes in the 400 series highways, but in the diamond lane they may or may not be able to, depending on the signage. Things you didn't need to know and didn't care about.
The more you know.
Yeah. Sophia wants to know, did we just cover this one? Sophia wanted to know, but yes, that was the one.
There we go.
There you go. Does TPS have auto plate readers yet? Actually, this is kind of a parking question, because we've had them for a long time, but we're getting more.
We are?
Well, you have what you have.
We have, yeah. So it's not, it's like we take a picture, and if the plate is, clear enough and it's not peeling or damaged, then yes, it will input the license plate from the picture. So yeah, auto plate readers. But it's not like I can scan the plate and like the entire ticket is all done. I still have other, drop down menus to input for
Is that for your
said ticket.
handheld?
That's our handheld.
Your handheld can read a plate?
Yeah, so it has
Get out of
it
town.
has a camera
Optical
features, and then
character
it takes the
recognition.
picture of the plate up close and from afar from where you're standing, and it
Wow.
will actually input the actual
I didn't
digits
know
of the
that.
plate.
I learned something new. I was talking about the Street Sweeper project, which had
Oh, that
ALPR.
too. Didn't even bring that up. Yeah. So we have those as well. That goes. It's a car. We call it the Street Sweeper car. It's one of the old school Crown Vics, and it has a camera on the top that just drives around this. Well, there's someone driving the car. It doesn't drive itself around the city, and it goes around and scans license plates and picks up plates that are stolen or reported stolen. So
Yeah, it's cross-referencing a database of vehicles that are things we want to find,
yes.
and it alerts, which is different than the new technology, because the new stuff will actually tell us when you have an expired license, no insurance, wanted parties, tons and tons of things that
wow.
it can do, and it's capable of searching like all vehicles on the road as it passes by in either direction. It's really cool, and those are
That is
being
cool.
rolled out to police services across Ontario, and that's sort of coming into play with um, the fact that we now don't have to have stickers on our plates.
That's good. That's smart.
Well, because I used to drive around typing them in. Not only is this safer
Yeah.
because I don't have to focus on it, it's going to catch things I didn't even notice, and I really look forward to seeing that in action. But it hasn't rolled out here. It is rolling out with the OPP across the province. Is it illegal to cross a solid white line on the right side of your lane? So in Ontario, crossing over painted lines, there is no offense under the Highway Traffic Act. Could it result in an unsafe move or a collision, which you'd be responsible for? Absolutely. But it is not a specific violation to cross the line. So if you could do it safely and nothing happened, you may not be charged for it because there's no ticket for it. But if you crash into somebody because you did it, that's a problem. Same thing goes for the yellow line. So it's not just white lines. It's the idea of those lines is to suggest it's not safe to do so. And if you don't take that good advice that's painted on the road, you're responsible for what happens next. This is one we haven't heard in a while. What are the laws on underglow on cars? And the answer is that they're not specifically legal or illegal, but depending on how they're installed, they might violate other rules. So if you have underglow that installed in such a way that the bulbs are visible, I can see the light. It's coming out in all directions, forward, backwards, side to side. And that's going to be illegal because you can, if it's in any color other than, to the front, you can only project white or yellow light. So if you have something other than that, it's illegal. The back can only have amber or red light. So if you're shining white light to the back, it's illegal. See where I'm going with this? If you are shining, the only light can be reflected off the ground. So if your vehicles, but if the bulbs are installed high up into the underside of the car, they are not visible in any other way other than the fact they're illuminating the ground, then you have underglow that's legal. And what else we got here? What is the best way to deal with people who are tailgating and high beaming you? Stay to the right, let them pass you. Those clowns are just that. They're being aggressive with you. You don't want to escalate things, so you don't want to be hammering on the brakes because that could cause a collision. You could end up being charged because that's called a brake check and not legal, not safe. And you could get careless, dangerous, or what else could we do? Careless, which would be a highway traffic act, or dangerous, which would be criminal. So even though they're being aggressive, if you up the ante and take action that way, that's on you. So either slow down and slowly slow down and allow them to pass you. Obviously, you should be to the right and allowing them to pass you because people who are going to be aggressive are going to take that opportunity if given, and that's the best thing. But don't speed up. I wouldn't speed up. I wouldn't give them the ability to bully me into going faster than I think is safe or breaking the law because you're still responsible for breaking the law. That was a very long answer for a question that probably didn't need that. Let's see here. Oh, fire trucks. Here's a parking question. Fire trucks exempt from no parking, no standing, no stopping fire routes. Fire trucks. Let's think about this. Why are fire routes somewhere you can't park?
Yeah, I can say I've never ticketed a fire truck before, and generally, I only ever see fire trucks when they're out at emergencies or in the parking lot, and they go somewhere far away in the parking lot, so they're not taking up space to go get their coffees or whatever. Because everyone needs a coffee.
Well, but here's the deal.
I'm not going to ticket a fire truck.
Well, but aside from whether you would or wouldn't, are they legally exempt? The whole reason you can't park in a fire route is because the fire truck has to park in the fire route.
That's
it's to
right.
make room for the fire truck.
It needs access to hoses and whatnot that could be, outside of an apartment building or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yes.
They also respond to calls other than fires. They go to all medical emergencies.
Medicals. Yep.
They are the first on scene
I was
like
just gonna say.
99% of the time. So you might see them in there and assume that there's no active fire. They must be getting coffee and they're doing something good. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you know what else happens? They finish doing what they're doing, and sometimes they go get a coffee.
That's right.
And so what? Because that is still, you got to decompress.
You do.
You got to take care of yourself. So if they went and they just helped somebody, and the ambulance took the patient, and they now have 2 seconds to regain their breath, let them have a coffee.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's what they're doing. Just saying that you may not know what they're doing, and people jump to judgment. Let's see here. Did I screw this up earlier? Is it Liza or Lisa? And you said hello earlier, and I totally meant to acknowledge you, and I didn't. So I apologize, because that's way up. Here it is. See, good morning. Fine for me on YouTube.
Oh, the sound.
Thank you for acknowledging me. Like that was at what time did I totally ignore you? That
like
was
literally 10:05.
Yeah, 10:05. Yeah, you've been here the whole time. Thank you so much for joining us, and my apologies again for ignoring you. So let's see here. While you do parking enforcement and you see a license plate that is peeling or unreadable, can you report it?
Probably could, but I don't know to who.
Well,
like Service Ontario? No, I think it's the driver's responsibility to ensure that their plate
you
is.
used to issue tickets for validation stickers. I think they should give you the authority to issue tickets for these.
Well, so it's annoying when, I can't read the plate properly because it's either peeling or what I've seen a lot, especially with the peeling plates, is people will take like a permanent marker and just go over with a blue. Don't do that. And I'm not going to say I miss it, but it was an offense that we used to be able to give tickets for pre-COVID. If you had your validation sticker, if it was expired, so say you didn't pay for parking and your sticker was expired, I could give you two tickets. But not anymore. Those days are long gone.
I really think they should bring that back, because we have such a problem with license plate covers and peeling plates and blocked plates. You should be able to issue those, and we should issue a lot more tickets for those. By the way, if you have a plate that is covered by dirt, snow, license plate cover, license plate frame, that's all illegal, and the Toronto Police and police services around the province will issue tickets for those. It's a $110 fine, and it's for very good reason. We can't identify your vehicle when you're in a hit and run situation. We can't identify your vehicle by enforcement cameras. In some cases, sometimes they do get identified, and that's one of the reasons why you're going to see heightened enforcement on these in the coming years and months and days. So it's already been doing. I think we issued over 50,000 tickets for that last year.
For license plate covers?
Yeah, covers and obstructed plates. So it's not like we don't do it, but we're doing a lot more of it as the days go on. Something I wanted to address, because someone said it here, and I was talking about passing on white and white and yellow lines, and I said there's no charge for it. So someone had the very, very good question about what about the solid white lines from the HOV? Those are different. There are signs posted that say "Do not cross."
The double, It's
the double lines with the diagonal hash inside of those, in between them, and those are enforceable not because the lines are painted, but because the sign says "Don't pass them," and then there's the example of what that line looks like. So you're disobeying a sign at that point, and the sign has authority over you, not the line. Yes.
I like that. The sign, not the line.
Sign, not the line. Hey, Kayla is coming to the rescue. Wants to know if you got your Harley tickets yet. He's got 8. Does that mean how much did you spend for 8? Is it 8 for $100? I think that's what it is. I should have propped this up, but I didn't. So let me pull it up. HarleyRaffle.ca. Harley. Let's see. Does it pre-populate? It does. And I will pull it up on screen and show y'all what it is. Now, this is a Harley Davidson. That Harley Davidson that is being raffled off, and it is magical, beautiful. If you don't ride, you can sell it for big money and pay your bills. But it is 1 ticket for 20, 3 tickets for 50, 8 tickets for 100. See, well, I was right. He did pay 100. I got to go buy mine because I would very much like to win this. And I missed the early bird gift card opportunity. So if I had it by March 1st, I may have had a Sobeys gift card. Second early bird prize is a Tim Hortons card, and I use that a lot. So maybe I got to go buy it after the show. Or maybe I'll forget and try it tomorrow again. The third early bird prize is a $500 Harley Davidson gift card. That would be nice to win. Did you buy your raffle tickets yet for harleyraffle.ca?
I certainly have.
I have not.
Oh,
I need to. But Kayla was gracious enough to once again remind us that we have neglected our duty in mentioning that there's a raffle for good
what about
stuff.
Aaron?
I have not.
Oh, Aaron.
I'm sorry.
Aaron is currently being judged by the good sergeant.
You know what, Aaron? You would look good on a Harley.
You're not the first person to say that to me.
Wait, are you
now
saying
I have
would not
to.
look good on a Harley? Like,
Now I have to get
You know what?
tickets.
Not being a Harley guy before, but now
you
Harley
are a
guy.
Harley guy.
I am, yes.
Well, since we look similar, I guess we both look good on Harleys.
We could.
Oh my goodness. What do we have here? I got to come back to questions. I would say,
Are you gonna join?
if you want to join, I got an
No?
extra
Oh,
mic.
He's just
No.
lingering.
Just like watching you guys.
Yeah.
Just watching, staring intently over the screen. It's not creepy
He's
at
making faces.
all. I would take a picture. Yes, he does that a lot. He's the face maker when he's not on camera. He looks all professional in front of the camera, though. Good. All right. Let's see. We got here. Would you equate? What is this? Oh, would you equate scanning with with ALPR as the same as carding? No. Scanning does not store information. It is simply checking for people who are violating and they're reading the stuff that's not private. It's all outly open. There's no law about reading your license plate. The license plate belongs to the Ministry of Transportation. It's a public thing that we're entitled to look at. And we would do the same thing running plates by hand. This is just doing it more efficiently. And you know what? Catching people who are violating is a good thing. So no, I don't think there's any similarity, but you know what? A lawyer may differ in terms of opinion. I just don't think they'd have a leg to stand on, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Eliza agrees, I believe, with the whole concept of
Of me being able
to write more tickets. I think you
Yes.
should. We have a
Yeah.
big problem, so we should invoke and give power to everyone who can help us with that problem. Why does no one use their full headlight system or full lighting system? Is there a way to signal that someone doesn't have their lights on? What is the fine for not having a full headlight system on? So if you're driving at night, half an hour before sunset and half an hour after sunrise, when you're required to have your full headlighting system on, you could be eligible for a $110 fine for not having your headlights on, or if you don't have your taillights on, that's another $110 fine. You could double up. Usually it's just one ticket, not two, but you never know. In any case, how would you communicate with somebody? I usually flash my beams, flash my headlights, or turn them off and turn them on, because sometimes flashing doesn't really explain to the person
Yeah.
who's clueless in the first place.
It's one of my personal pet peeves, especially. I don't like driving at night, to be like, personally, I don't. Yeah. So when people, especially if you're in a dark vehicle on the highway with no lights on, like, what are you doing? I think all cars should just have it on auto mode, like, all the time. It shouldn't be an option to turn them off.
I like auto mode. I use auto mode.
Yeah.
And then you get lazy because you think auto mode's on. And I'll tell you, when you
Yeah.
take your vehicle in for an oil change, they turn off auto mode because they don't want to stare into your high beams or headlights when you're in the vehicle. So they turn it off, and then you drive your car out of the mechanic shop. You forget to check because, well, until you learn that that's what they do.
Yeah.
Then you forget to check. So lesson to everyone: always check to make sure, or regularly check, especially if someone else has been driving your vehicle. You know who doesn't turn their headlights on?
Who?
Drunk people tend to forget to turn their headlights on. It's a really great way of
Well,
knowing.
that's awesome. No, that's not awesome.
It's not awesome. I will tell you that it
terrible.
was a great clue, though. I would watch intently people who had their headlights off, and very often they would follow up with a zig or a zag that didn't make sense, and I stopped them and arrested them after confirming that my suspicion was that they were under the influence of alcohol. And yeah, that happened more than you'd think. So if you see someone with their headlights on, pay close attention to what they're doing, and it might be a 911 call to notify us of a possible impaired driver that we will then investigate. Can TPS stop you on a 401 series, which is actually a 400 series, the 401? Boy, this got confusing. So yeah, can we stop you? Can the Toronto Police stop you? We are police officers sworn into the province of Ontario. We have the authority of police throughout the province, regardless of whether or not we are in the city of Toronto or not. So can we stop you? Absolutely. Do we stop you? Absolutely. Do we go there with the intent purpose of conducting enforcement on the 401? Generally not. Generally not. We tend to take care of we take care of the areas. You know, when an area of the highway crosses through Toronto, we're just there. So we'll assist. We might be the first ones there. We might be there to assist OPP. They might, change the rule. When there's a collision report to be done, it'll be their report on the highway. But for enforcement, we could totally do it. What is this? Oh, so John getting slapped by legal, which is one of the best names ever, says he came up with a new name for the travel show, Police Canada, Traveling with Sean Shapiro. Okay, I like the idea. So the concept is that and it was from a previous episode of Ask a Traffic Cop. We were talking about the fact that we should travel around talking about the different safety things and different laws, and maybe we should do this as a traveling television show.
That would be fun.
I could do a Netflix series.
I'd be down.
Yeah, okay.
I think people
We
would
could do
watch it.
Travel, parking. Yeah, I think there's an opportunity here. Netflix, if you're watching, we're ready to sign. Just saying. No, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I guess we should move on to other questions, stuff, and things.
Well, Netflix has hosted Toronto Police in certain series before.
Really?
Remember, Matt Murray's wife was in a Netflix special.
Really?
Yeah, it was about what's his name, serial killer.
Oh, that's
in the
different.
village. Yeah,
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, it was like a murder, true crime documentary.
True crime stuff. Yeah, I'm not a true crime guy, but that's still cool. But in terms of traffic safety or policing kind of stuff,
parking wars type of thing.
Do you think we need a parking wars show? Have you ever seen parking? I've caught in a couple episodes.
I used to watch, like my dad used to watch it when I was a teenager, and like little did I know that I would be doing that job when I grew up. But yeah, my dad used to love that show. But people ask me, do I watch it now? And I'm like, I don't need to. It's literally I live that show. That is my life. But it's different in the States. It's way different.
So someone said that I said the headlight thing wrong. And I think I said that you have to turn it on 30 minutes before sunset and keep it on for 30 minutes after sunrise, which is what I meant to say. Because it's different with motorcycle licenses, which you're allowed to operate for till 30. You're allowed to have a motorcycle license, a learner's permit, and operate till 30 minutes after sunset. And you can. Sorry, one sec. You can ride. Did I mess it up? No,
it sounded right to me the first time you said it.
You have to turn your headlights on before sundown, not after sundown. And with motorcycling, you can ride after sundown because you might be stuck. So you have that 30-minute grace period where you can ride with an M1 after the sun goes down. But in terms of the other way around, you have to turn your. I gotta look it up. This is bugging me now.
I'm just taking a peek at the chat. I'm just.
Yeah, by all means.
Emma was like, Netflix has entered the chat. I wish.
So let me read it from here. Does it say? Okay, when on a highway at any time from 1/2 hour before sunset to 1/2 hour after sunrise, that's when you have to have light. I said it right. I think I said it right. And then what does it say for M1 license? M1 license, drive at an unlawful hour. The motorcycle can only be driven from 1/2 hour before sunrise to 1/2 hour after sunset. Same situation, except it's actually not the same situation. It's almost the same situation because you have to actually start using your headlights before sunset. And then with the M1, you're allowed to have it after sunset. This is clear as mud.
Yes.
Because I've confused myself. I'm gonna make a bar graph and a graphic, and we're gonna have a cartoon character. Okay. We got John getting a slap by legal. He's gonna get the Netflix execs on the phone right now. You go. I'm there. You set it up. I'll attend the meeting.
Someone, I just have a question here for me. It's random.
Go for it.
Cold Laker part 3. Question, Aaron, what's your go-to for lunch? Thanks for your service. Well, thank you for the question. And actually, I've actually done a TikTok on one of my favorite places to go for lunch. Massini's on the Danforth. It's Greek, like Greek.
I like Square
Euro.
Boys.
I've never had that. Is that a Greek?
Square Boys, and it's close by, but I like
yeah?
Square Boys. I used to go there all the time. Oh
yeah, Massini's is my go-to.
Massini's with Greek fries.
Yeah, so good. I actually had it on Monday. Yeah, Monday. I rode my bike there.
Well, then it burns the calories. It's a negative.
Yeah, that's why I go. I can ride there, and it's a deserving, lovely, greasy meal.
Yeah, well,
What's your go-to for lunch?
well,
Like your
I'm
maybe not your
confined to this
go-to.
building, so
Yeah.
so first of all, I really like supporting locals, and I'm not trying to call out one place as the best or better, and I'm not being endorsed by anybody, but I really like supporting our local businesses because they need us to stay in business. So there are a couple of local burrito shops that I quite like, and I can get a burrito bowl if I'm you know, interested in having that flavor without doing the carbs. Even though I've been having carbs recently, I need to get back off the carbs. There's actually a very small smash burger place that apparently has Thai food, and they're like 2 blocks away from us. And I want to go
Ooh.
there, and maybe today's the day, because I saw a TikTok about someone saying that A, they're amazing, B, that they're reasonably priced, and C, that they might be going out of business. So I really want to go
no.
there. So
Gotta
maybe we do that.
go do that.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about? When I have to look up the name because it's kind of a hole in the wall place.
Wait, is it near here?
Yeah, it's like
The
2 blocks away.
Thai place?
It's a burger smash burger / Thai place, and it's a little. I almost want to say it looks like a convenience store.
Okay. I was thinking Burger Drops, but that's not.
No, I don't.
And they're like
think that's
really
it.
well known in Toronto.
We got a lot of people who love the Square Boys is amazing, awesome. Yeah,
And
they
Greek food. Yeah. Someone asked, who do we call when someone's parked in a disabled parking permit without one? Call us.
I was going to say Batman, but
yeah. Call us at parking enforcement. We will come and enforce that.
you guys have a special team that
We
focuses
do.
on that.
Yes.
John getting slapped by legal says, we'll use CBC as a backup if Netflix says no. Okay, good stuff.
Oh.
But then there's also like Prime, Amazon. They could be. We got options.
There's
we have
tons
options.
of streaming platforms that we could go to.
That's awesome. Apparently, they do wraps with fries, and I think this is a JD endorsement. So yes, wraps with fries with anything is good. Okay. Have you seen the video? It's Instagram. What is the name of it? Sobeys Southern. What is it called? It's the. Hold on. I actually.
Now you're gonna have to look it up.
Oh no, I'm full on.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Yes, there's a shawarma place. He's the funniest guy ever. How do I find this? This is totally off the regular routine, but it's
sometimes
worthy.
some good banter is good.
Yes.
Some good chit chat.
How do I find who I follow on VoiceOver Cop on Insta?
Following?
Following?
There you go.
Do I press that?
There you go.
Okay. It is. Let me scroll for a second because this is serious. It's like, where do you go for shawarma? And I'm dying to try this. My kids love it. We just want to hear them. You tell, what do you want? You say, I want chicken. I'm making you the beef. That guy, he's hilarious.
I've never seen this person.
Oh my goodness. Hang on a second.
Are they from Toronto?
They're just outside of Toronto.
Oh.
So it's not exactly Toronto, but it's, well, maybe they have Toronto locations, but I only want to go there if he's serving because he's hilarious. Come on. Oh, Shelby. I was right. Shelby's Canada. It's hang on. Can I go there from here? Okay, hold on. Let's go. Shelby's.
Oh, someone wrote it in the chat.
You guys
Shelby's.
Shelby's shawarma. Okay, legendary shawarma. Shelby's Canada.
Poutines too. I love me a poutine.
That looks so good.
Oh,
okay.
oh.
Yeah, see? This is happening, right? Instagram. Hold on. How do I show this? Instagram.com. Am I logged in? I am. Okay. I'm going to play this for everybody because it's worth it. I'm going to get in big trouble, but it's worth it. Because no, but you know, when somebody is this talented and funny, because he could be a stand-up comedian. Oh, how am I not following? Because I'm following on VoiceOver Cop. Well, now we're following here too. How do I get into Reels? He is funny. Okay, here we go.
Needs ketchup.
Oh, he's so funny. Okay.
Wow, it gets lots of views on the Reels. Wow.
Huge.
For Instagram? Yeah, wow.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this on the screen. It's for, you know what? Like I said, I support the local business. Is it going to be, which one is it? Let's see.
Are you the new Kevin Lee?
I am not Kevin Lee. Although I love Kevin Lee.
I do too.
Is it going to work? Is it going to play?
Oh.
Did I press it twice? Did I mess it up? Come on.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Why do I have no audio?
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
And you'll never have to.
Oh, this is not what I want.
When Charmerman looks Oh, hooks it up with the extra
It's
garlic.
the extra garlic. Okay, hang on. No, but it's like it's just come on. Where's the one? Where's the funny one? They're all kind of funny. Let's see what this one is. Is that the same one? I just
I
pressed the
think
same
that
one
was
twice.
the same one. Go to the 1.4 million view one.
Where's that?
Right there. I'll be.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
This is really slow.
why is it lagging so much?
I don't know. I'm trying to. I think because I'm doing everything under the sun with this computer right now. Okay, 1.4 million. Maybe this is it. All I know is we watch this and we actually go into the counters.
Oh, hi, my friend. How are you? Can I have a falafel rice ball? Kehal chal. What? Come to the back. Let me show you, my friend. Are we there? Yes, you in the back now. First, we start off with the soft shell tacos. Wait for the bubbles. We love popping the bubbles. What are you making again? Falafel tacos.
Smoke alarm.
Regular garlic or spicy garlic? I give you half and half. Next, I add the pickles. I get the falafel. Now I have the falafel. That. Smash it like that. Put it over like that.
If everyone's not hungry, I don't know. I'm going to stop playing it because otherwise I'm going to be like yelled at for advertising. But I think that's awesome. Go check out Shelby's that I've never gone to, but totally want to try. Just saying. What do we got here? And we're 11 o'clock. So, but thank you.
Wow, it's already a little late.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it does.
Dev wants to know if we're getting removed on department devices. That may or may not be happening. We don't know for certain. We've not received any direction, but we are not needing devices to connect. This is actually going through a third-party server. We use a product called or a service called Restream. It allows us to send our video signal out to them, and they rebroadcast on multiple platforms. And that's how you are currently seeing us on TikTok. We're not on TikTok directly. We're using the help of a friend. So I don't know if we'll be affected. We really hope not. And that's where we're at. So yeah, otherwise issued devices are a problem, but we're not on an issued device right now. We're not on a device of any kind.
No, we're on a camera.
Yes. Okay. Now we have, what do we have here? We're going to start wrapping a what is this?
Oh my God, I love this guy. So funny. Oh, I think that was in.
Oh, John. Yeah. Those are, okay. But Suv like Pape and Danforth also fries. And I love gyro. But you have to say gyro. If someone says gyro, it's like.
I know. I've been, I'm guilty of that before I was educated.
I worked at McDonald's many moons ago.
Me too. It was my first job.
I don't know if it was my first job, but it was certainly, I was like 13 years old. And I remember we had falafels.
Oh,
not falafels. No, we didn't have falafels. We had
pizza.
No, it was what the heck's it called? Oh, come on, fajitas.
Oh, fajitas.
And people would come in and order fajitas, and I'm like, we don't have that. We don't have fajitas. We have fajitas.
Chicken fajitas.
Yeah, so that was a thing. I was an unfriendly person who just we don't have fajitas. I'm sorry. We have fajitas. Would you like that? Does TPS have or use drones? Dedicated drone team. We do have drones. We have a number of them. We have some wild and crazy big giant ones. We have some Mavics. We have some here. We have some in other units, and they're used for getting photographs of at least we use them for photographing collision scenes and stuff like that, investigative purposes. And apparently we said this. He loves this guy. It's not advertising. It's lunchtime educational material. Thank you, Big Jeff Fresh. I'm using that.
Way
Absolutely.
to articulate. To love that.
and Paul from Toronto says, "Good morning, everybody." And you're late to the party, but thank you very much for sharing. It is. You sent me some pictures of the family and the hill. That was awesome. But we talked about that offline. Let's see here. Tracy is getting good ideas for when she comes to visit. That's awesome.
There's so many good food spots.
We have a question of when do you guys want to do a meet and greet? So we've actually had sort of meet and greets because they weren't advertised as such, but we were at the Honda Indy last year. We met people there. We had we do events and stuff. We haven't been doing a lot of events. That's something that that traffic services hasn't really gotten back into since the pandemic. But we hope to do a few here and there. It's nice to have opportunities to meet everybody. But an actual meet and greet, like going out for wings, we haven't done that. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe off duty.
Yeah, on duty or off duty.
I don't know.
I don't have a lot of time to do stuff.
I have, you guys can meet and greet me out on the road, and hopefully it's not in the bad way of getting a parking ticket.
Well, you know what? If you do see us, we are friendly. We don't bite. Feel free to say hello. I was recently approached by a few people over the last couple of weeks who were very polite and said, I watch you on TikTok, or I follow your show and I love
That's
it. Things.
awesome.
And yeah, don't run up because running up when I'm with my family might result in tackles. it could be seen as aggression. Don't do that. No, everyone's been awesome. I kid. But it is that time where goodbye has to happen. Thanks for everyone who showed up and spent time, because we understand that this is a big deal. This is taking time out of your day, and some of it is to be educated, and some of you just like hanging out with us. And regardless of why you do it, we appreciate you. We really do. So with that, I trigger the loading that takes too long of the traffic song. Here it goes.
Song.
It is the song that is written and performed by a member of our CIB. So enjoy.
Yellow light, red light, green light.
Thanks, Miri. Have a safe day and stay warm.
Traffic flow. Watch for pedestrians, look out for bikes, and don't drive like a jerk that no one likes. Yellow light.
Should we create a dance for the song too? No, I'm kidding.
Driving safety is
Sean's
the
not a
way to
dancer.
go. Put down your cell phone, nobody needs you to text and drive on the DVP. Yellow light, red light, green light, go. Stop at stop signs, look both ways.
Tracy wants me to sing this, and Paul wants the lyrics and chords. I'm not supposed to be talking over the song. I feel bad.
Don't speed. Yellow light, red light.
Air ukulele.
Yes.
Don't drink and drive.
We're gonna get complaints about butchering the song.
Because you might go to jail
A
and
shimmy
not
dance?
get free.
No, we're not shimmy dancing.
Yellow light, red light, green
Do
light.
one shoulder. There you go.
Driving
That's my
safety
shimmy.
with the traffic flow.
Yes, I never talked through the whole song. I ruined it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
We'll do it again tomorrow, but that's a reason to come back and hear it, with unfiltered. Now, if you watch you can't watch the podcast. If you listen to you can watch the podcast because it's available in video form. But what I was getting at is on the actual podcast in the apps like Spotify, you can actually listen to the special edition. We released the video there, or the audio for the song there alone. I don't think it's anywhere else.
Isn't it longer? Like a longer version?
No, I think that's it.
Oh, it's this.
I think
Okay.
that's the whole thing. But definitely check out trafficcop.ca. What do we have at trafficcop.ca? We have the magical, the mystical. We have a link tree. And on that link tree happens to be a bunch. I didn't talk about the link tree. Let me just quickly go and get the link tree. Boy, not going to script here. But Traffic Cop, let's go. Let me bring it up. Okay. What will you see when you see? Why is it not reloading? We'll try it again. Here we go. Load it up. Here we go. I'll take away the graphics and make room. So this is my my link tree, and that's what you get to when you go to trafficcop.ca. And the reason I have all this stuff out here is so that you can find ways to connect to us. So you can get the voiceover. What is this one? This is the main one. This is the Traffic Services TikTok. This is to join our Volley space where you can send video, voice, or text questions and have conversations with us. This is the podcast. And then, of course, our careers page. These are the highlights. But you can get me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and my voiceover cop TikTok and Twitch, which this is also streamed on. At one point, I was actually gaming on Twitch because I like playing Call of Duty
I
Mobile.
saw that one time, or like I think you were doing it on TikTok one time, like on a weekend.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, look at Sean playing games. A lot of people love that. I don't know. I've never been.
My kids
a big
watch
gamer.
other people play like iPad games. I don't get it, but
Yeah.
I have played Call of Duty in the rare opportunities that I have time with folks that watch us. And they come in and we play as a team. We play.
It's huge.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a big community.
But I play the free Call of Duty mobile. I've actually never paid for it. It's a free app, and I like that because it's free, but it's also very good. I don't have an Xbox, at least not in a generation new enough to play that game. Anyway, over here you have Toronto Police Traffic Services. This is the link tree. This is actually a whole other link tree, but that is there. Now we have the YouTubes, the regular Twitter. That's okay. We go to Facebook. Okay, here's where we get into the nitty gritty. Toronto Police website, traffic services subpage. There is a way to make police reports. Not all, but some police reports. If you're a cyclist or pedestrian, you can actually make a report online, or at least start it here, and then come to any one of the collision reporting centers to complete it. So it saves you a lot of time. complimenting a member of the Toronto Police. You can do that. I did not know that. I'm
Oh.
going to compliment you later.
Oh, should I do the same?
That's the only way we're going to get a
Yeah.
compliment. I actually put that there almost as a joke because I found it. I'm like, I can't believe this exists.
Wow.
Renew your license plate, something that everyone should do. You know what I just realized I didn't do? I don't think I talked about Vision Zero this morning.
I don't think you did either.
Okay, we're going to
I
close
was
with-
waiting for that, to be honest. I
Yeah.
should have reminded you.
So, actually, everybody knows the show routine. I need to write this stuff down. Apparently, I should have reminders and sticky notes. Renew your license plate online. It is now free in Ontario to do that for most vehicles. If your vehicle weighs less than 3,000 kilos, you can actually renew your license plate for free and online. You should do that. Now, if you have a snowmobile, you cannot renew for free. It is costing money. But if you have a motorcycle, it's still for free. Sergeant Campbell is being targeted
Oh.
because he's a snowmobiler.
Oh.
And he feels very offended. Driver's license check. Why would you need to check a driver's license status? It is in case you want to lend your car to your buddy Bob or Doug, either one of them. In any case, you want to make sure that they're properly licensed before you hand them the keys, because if you don't and you give it to them and they get stopped, you are responsible. You can be charged under the Highway Traffic Act, and it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Don't do it.
New residents and visitors, if you are coming to Ontario or you are moving to Canada, you want to know what the rules are. This is where you find those rules. I mean, you can talk to us too, but there's a great resource here, and it covers every province, which each province has different rules. And of course, if you're going to buy a vehicle, check the VIN number, and you can do that here to see if it's on the list of stolen vehicles. But you know what? Buying a used vehicle is a difficult situation. If you're buying it privately, there's a lot of risk involved. And I'm not saying, don't buy privately, just educate yourself. Because we find all the time that there's people who are selling revinned. It's a big problem. Vehicles that have been revinned. If it's too good of a deal, it probably is. Heck, if they're smart enough, they're probably selling it for full price, at which point it doesn't look like a too good of a deal, and it's not. Either way, you got it. But vehicles that are stolen, they put different VIN numbers on, and it's a big problem. You can help find that here. And that's it. And then people want to know what we use to go on the live streaming. We use to go on Ask a Traffic Cop. We use Restream, and we also use Ecamm. So there's links to that too, because people always ask, what do you use? And I don't have a list. I mean, I should make a list of all the items that we use, all the microphones and things, because people want to know that kind of stuff. In any case, that is the day. Oh, no, I said I was going to talk about the one thing that I didn't talk about.
Vision Zero.
And just because it's a contractual obligation, I will quickly, once it loads, tell you where Vision Zero is. Vision Zero is a group of dedicated officers that go out and change behavior. Yeah, they change behavior. One ticket at a time, no hugs given. Today, they are spending time in 11 Division and 53 Division. And those are the communities of the Junction, Weston, Hyde Park, Ronsonsvales, Lawrence Park, Yonge and Eglinton, Rosedale, Leaside. Those are neighborhoods where real people live, work, and play and deserve to be safe. If people were causing problems in your neighborhood, putting your family at risk, you'd want them taken out of the game. And I mean that by way of giving them tickets so that they can accumulate enough points on their license so they get their licenses taken away. Frankly, I don't want anybody on the road if they're making the roads unsafe. And this team and police officers across Canada are doing that every day, holding drivers accountable for the choices that they make, putting lives at risk. And people can argue and say, speeding doesn't kill, speed doesn't kill. It's the sudden stop. I've heard all the memes. I've heard all the jokes. The truth is, the faster you go, the more damage and higher the risk of death when a collision occurs. And by speeding, you increase the odds of collision. You have less time to react to changes ahead. And I can't tell you, we talked about speeding. It's like 78,000 views of this. Let's have a look here. What is the count at? No, it's not. It's only 57,000. My fart gun was 78,000. but no, speeding gets 57,000. The fart gun gets be 100,000 soon. Anyway, why do I bring that up? I bring it up because people argue and say that speeding isn't dangerous, and yet we know that it is. Fart gun, what is it at? 91,000. I bought a fart gun. I was at the Value Village and I bought a fart gun, and it's really funny, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And no matter how mad my wife gets, I just press the button. And she's gonna kick my butt. Let's see here. We talked about just checking to see here. Okay, apparently I have to play the song again. Justin says I have to play the song again.
Enter complaints.
And okay, where we go. Yeah, apparently, what is this? Okay, where we go. Tesla and Brampton nabbed.
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
Was it Tesla?
Yeah. 166 and a 60.
That is ridiculous. You know what I'm kind of waiting for? I enjoy driving, but I'm kind of waiting for the day when autonomous vehicles are the way to go. And I mean that by there's just no reason to have a vehicle other than an autonomous vehicle. And then I can go to work while having a nap. But you know what's going to happen while I'm napping? No one's going to speed. The cars are all going to follow the rules because they're going to be regulated, and then it's going to be safer for everybody else. I hope that's the future.
Yeah.
Because I want people to get to where they're going safe every day. I want them to go home to their families, and I don't want to have to hear about these tragic stories where people are killed because they were just trying to go to work or go to the gym or get an ice cream cone. There's too many people getting killed, and we often hear stories, and they did some really powerful ads on Vision Zero where they asked people, how many deaths do you think occur on our roads every year? And people guess, 100, 200, 5, 20. And then they said, well, how many do you think is an acceptable number? And they come back with like 30% less. That should be at least half of that. And then they ask, well, what if it was your family? And then suddenly it's zero. That is the concept of Vision Zero. That is why the Vision Zero enforcement team exists, to reduce the serious injuries and deaths down to zero. Because if it was your family, that's how many you would think would be acceptable. It's not okay for anyone to die on the road because someone else made a selfish decision. And that's what these collisions are. If we were all doing the right thing, then a collision, as horrific as it would likely be something that is not life altering, something that is not life ending. And that's the only way we can, that is the goal, to have it to be as least impactful. And I mean that not only in collision least impactful, but minor fender benders only. Everything else is just not okay. All right. With that, thank you so much for spending time with us again. And for realsies this time, the traffic song. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Ciao.
Yellow light, red light, green light, go. Driving safely helps the traffic flow. Watch for pedestrians, look out for bikes, and don't drive like a jerk that no one likes. Yellow light, red light, green light, go. Driving safely is the way to go. Put down your cell phone, nobody needs you to text and drive on the DVP. Yellow light, red light, green light, go. Stop at stop signs, look both ways, then go. Seatbelt save your life indeed. And watch your driving, don't speed. Yellow light, red light, green light, go. Driving safely is the way to go. Don't drink and drive or smoke some weed because you might go to jail and not get free. Yeah.